From Tatooine to Mustafa, the best of the Outer Rim, it's the one and only Star Bazaar, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Bazaar. Today we got a brand new community transmission for Star Wars Battlefront 2. This one detailing everything we need to know about the new vehicles coming with the Battle of Geonosis update at the end of this month. Let's check it out. The transmission is a relatively short one compared to others that we've had, as it only talks about the 3 new vehicles being introduced into the game. I'll just hit the major talking points, and then after, we'll regroup and discuss it all down in the comments section. But jumping right into it, the first vehicle to talk about is the All-Terrain Tactical Enforcer, or ATTE for short. This new tank for the Grand Clone Army of the Republic is the centerpiece of the new Geonosis map, as you need them to capture the final objective in Galactic Assault. Last week, we had an animated clip of the vehicle's movement, and here is another new shot of a work-in-progress model of the ATTE. The vehicle will come with a standard weapon and 3 abilities that it can use on the battlefront. The 4 ball turret laser cannons will be its primary weapon, firing in an alternating pattern and dealing damage to anyone it hits. The 3 abilities are the mass driver cannon, which fires the heavy cannon on the back, tactical support, which will refresh teammates' abilities and scan for enemies, and ion charge, which is the ATTE's siege mode, required to disable the objectives on Geonosis. This ability will be vital to win Galactic Assault, but it has a very long cooldown time, so use it wisely. Besides learning about its abilities, we find out that the ATTEs will be mobile spawn points for the clones. If you played the classic Battlefront 2, you will remember being able to pick which spawn point you could enter the game from, but on maps with ATTEs or other troop transports, those vehicles could also be used as spawn points for your team. Looks like this feature will be making a return, and I'm honestly pretty happy about that. It was a great feature that really made the transports feel like a huge part of the experience. One final detail about the ATTE is that it has a weak point, like most other larger vehicles in the game. If you are playing as the droids and you manage to get close enough, if you shoot the underside of the ATTE, you will deal much more damage than if you just shoot the highly blaster-resistant top armor. Needless to say, clones will want to defend these enforcers by taking out any droid that gets close. The ATTE, once again, is not on rails and is free roaming, will not cost battle points, and can only be accessible from the map. Now that we've covered the new ATTE, let's move on to the new speeders. Now, right away, and this is completely my personal subjective opinion, I am not happy about these new additions, and it is simply because I don't like the speeders in Battlefront 2. The speeders are among the cheapest and least skill-oriented vehicles in the game, and are more or less designated hero killers. The fact a vehicle that costs 150 battle points can take out something that costs 6,000 just by occupying the same space is wrong, and I actually do get upset at people who abuse the speeders in maps like Endor. If you couldn't run over people with them, it wouldn't be an issue, of course, but it's the fact that they are so cheap and that you can rack up some serious kill streaks without even firing the main weapon once. I would be lying if I said I haven't rage quit a match after having my newly acquired hero get run over by some lame speeder player. So for that reason, I'm not a fan of these new additions, and I would have preferred that they get added at a time after the roadkill feature gets removed from them, if at all. Let's still check out these new speeders real quick though, and see what there is to talk about. Both the STAP and the BARC speeders have the same abilities as each other, which is also the same abilities as the other speeders in the game, namely motion scan, heat sink, and laser barrage. The STAP is the speeder for the droids, and the BARC is the designated speeder of the clones, and even though I said I wasn't a fan of speeders in general, for Geonosis specifically, I feel like the speeders will be necessary more for transportation than anything else. The devs have said several times Geonosis is the biggest map that they have added to Battlefront 2, and I can only imagine the extra speed is going to come in handy when you're trying to get from one side of the map to the other. Both speeders will cost 150 battle points to play as, keeping in line with the other speeders in the game, but both are described to have weak armor and not be very durable, so I think I know what most of my targets are going to be when I get to play on Geonosis. And that is our community transmission for the new vehicles. Like I said, it was a short one today, nothing too crazy to go over in this transmission, but next week is when things are really going to start getting good. The Obi-Wan Kenobi transmission, which will detail his abilities, his appearances, and possibly a few other things as well, drops next week, and I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I really hope you all will join me for it. I appreciate you all stopping by the bazaar. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and I will see you all out on the battlefront. Peace. In the meantime, I'ma roll it up tight. The thing is, I'm about to sing this with pride. I got fire on it.
dead, my mic's fed.